So I'm here with the second part of the video on algebra, which is like a small peek into algebra. Now I'm here to say that there are multiple ways of solving the same question. And here you might have seen this is the same question. I have changed the bat into X. Right? That's the meaning of the bat. I changed it into X. I could have changed to a human being per se, and just you have to define that sign, that symbol I'm going to use is a bat. I know it's a weird example, but you can technically do it. There's nothing wrong to do it, but you have to draw and stuff. I don't know, writing X and Y, or how hard is it? It takes barely any energy, so I would rather doing X and Y. So that's how X and Y's come into the picture in algebra. Okay, now I want to talk about variables. Right, there are two variables in this two equations. One variable is the bat and one variable is the ball. Alright, so what the variable is, there's some unknown which could change, which will take any value possibly. But if you draw these two equations, this is equation 2 and this is equation 1, in a graph, you can get an intersecting point, right? They will intersect in one point and that will be the answer. So technically, bat and ball can take any value they want. Like if balls like bat's value is 0, it's completely free. The bat is like free, and then the ball's price become like 55. So that can happen. That's totally possible. But I have two equations, and the second equation like in real life I'm gonna do, like there's some shopkeeper told me, yo, the bat is like three times the ball, right? Like, sorry, the bat is like three balls, right? I Some shopkeeper tells that, so I was like, okay, and that affects the price, so I will have to put that in somehow with the first equation. All right. Now, last video we did using the method of substitution. This method we are gonna go with a little bit higher. Substitution method is pretty easy, pretty logical. But I will go with today we're gonna go with elimination method. What is it? Elimination method. Now it's not too hard. It's just little, I would say, about what you know about maths, but we're gonna just do it anyhow because I think it's a great introduction to algebra. All right, now there are coefficients also in these two equations. The coefficient of the ball in equation 1 is 2. The coefficient of the bat in the two equations is 1. And then there's a constant term 110 here. That's a constant term because it has no variables. The value won't change, right? Because it's 110 and it's always constant. But since the bats and balls price can change, the terms here will change. The value can change, and that we divide that by plus or minus. Okay, that's little pretty introductory to algebra. So just take that, and with that definition, I think you can move forward. Alright, I took bat as X, I took ball as Y. So let's just write down what we wrote, okay? Alright, so my equation 1 is X plus 2Y is equal to rupees 110. Equation 2 is my X is equal to 3 balls, right? I represented these letters to what's the meaning of the thing it's representing. I represented here, right? It's represented, okay? Or you could write it down. Okay, let's try doing the elimination method, I guess. So the elimination method goes like this. Okay, I want to find one variable, so I have to eliminate the other variable. Okay, so let's try eliminating the other variable. Now I'm gonna change quickly this into x minus 3y is equal to 0. because it's gonna make my calculation easier. What I did is doing the transpose method, just add minus 3y and plus 3y minus 3y makes it to 0, right? And minus 3y plus x minus 3y is equal to 0. That's what's happening though. Alright, that's my new equation 2. I'm just gonna name it under equation 2. Okay, equation 1 and equation 2. Alright, I have to eliminate one variable. What could I eliminate? I see x and x is like one, like with one coefficient, and it's just one thing, right? There's no two x's in one or three x's in the other. So I feel I can eliminate the x easily. So I'm gonna eliminate the x. So I'm gonna eliminate the x. What am I gonna do? So if I subtract 2 from 1, yes, I can eliminate the x, and I won't eliminate the y because y's are not the same value, right? There are no equal amount of y in the two equations, so I think this will work out. So what will happen is this is gonna what happen. I'm gonna subtract 2 from 1, so I'm gonna subtract x minus 3y is equal to 110, and the value here is 0. That's why I did this. Minus 0 is 0. Anyway, 110 minus 0 is 110. So I don't have to do any calculation in this side. That's how good it is. Now, there's a thing called the distributive property. If you don't know that yet, it's just I just distribute this here. This is technically minus 1, so I just distribute that here. So that would be minus x and plus dy. Minus and minus will give me plus. I know it feels it doesn't make sense, but I can't explain it right now. If you want to know why minus and minus become plus, they are pretty. I think there are some ways of making that a thing. Like some equations you do, something like that. You can prove that to yourself or something like that. Yeah, there are many videos in the internet. It's not any of our worries. Let's do. Okay, so minus and minus gives me positive. That means positive 3y. So this will be doing distributive property. There are reasons why distributive property works. You can work it on your own, on your own. So try it yourself by just going to the internet, searching what's distributive property, and like try finding it. I would recommend doing it without the variables first and see how it makes sense. Okay, now I will get, after distributing, I will get minus x plus 3y is equal to rupees 110. Yo, okay. What I find, okay, there's x and minus x so at the some point of adding stuff. So in effective, x won't exist. So there's no reason to calculate x. So I'm gonna cut x because that will give me 0. Alright, 2y plus dy gives me 5y is equal to rupees 110. Hooray! Now I can literally divide 5 here, right? Alright, now you don't have to put 5 here and try doing this. Oh, just doing that directly. I would do is, if there's some number which is like there's a factor here, I can easily cancel it. I know it will cancel, right? This 5 can go down here and divide 5. So without just doing that, I can directly do it. So it will save up so much time if you're doing calculations. So um so there's 5 here and 5 here. So I'll cut the 5s. So I get y is equal to rupees 22. See how easily I found it? Alright. Let's find x. Now I'm not gonna do any elimination method. I'm gonna directly do substitution. That's so much easier. I know x is equal to 3y. That's what we did here, right? So I will do is x is equal to 3 times rupees 22. I get x is equal to rupees 66. See, this is another way of solving algebra. I call these two equations as linear equations in two variables. All right, there's name for this in two variables. two variables. One of these equations are like these two equations are linear equation in two variables, and by doing calculation with both of them, I'll be using pair of linear equations. Pair of linear equations. Oh my god, I'm not having time. Sorry, I'm not having space. Pair of linear equations into variables. That's what I'm using here. And there are many things in algebra that you want to learn. This is just a small feeling into algebra. So these are like most likely what you're going to do in algebra with linear equations and stuff. And this is more or less gonna happen. And we're gonna do a little higher order stuff like with quadratics and stuff like that, with cubics also. So this is just a feeling into it. So that's it. Thanks for watching.